Hey there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Brittany Bundles, and today's video is going to go over questions that I get asked frequently while I'm out and about. I have started to get a lot of questions when I go out in regard to my hair. I started getting questions even I think the first month that I put my microlocs in, but even so, I'm getting more questions now, and people are actually starting to be able to identify what is going on with my hair. So I'm going to go over some of those questions. I figured that it would be pretty cool to go over some of the questions that I'm getting, just in case you all have the same questions. I know that myself, I'm very intrigued with the entire locking process. My son has had traditional locks for 4 years. His father and I started them, and I maintained them. And then my oldest son had his traditional locks for 2 months, and it's like, I just enjoy it. I like how no two locks look exactly the same. I like how it's really a process. And I mean, I can go on and on about why I like locks, but if you are interested in following my microlock journey, please follow me on Instagram at Britlocs_. Also, you can tune into my playlist right here on YouTube to hear all of my thoughts and kind of follow my journey in a video format as well. If you do hear any noise in the background, it's my dryer, so I apologize, but I need to get these clothes dry, and I also need to record this video. So please bear with me. If you are interested in this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please make sure that you are subscribed, and let's get right into the video. So the first question that I get a lot is, are those sister locks? Yesterday, no kidding, I was walking in Target, and a guy stopped me and he said, "I love your sister locks." And I said, "Oh, thank you." Now, I don't have sister locks, I have microlocs, but there's so many people that assume that they are sister locks, and depending on the time that I'm on, if I have time and I'm feeling like it, I'll say, these are really microlocs, because when I have said that these are microlocs instead of sister locks, it turned into a longer conversation. And so just not to be rude, I don't want to say, okay, these aren't sister locks and keep walking. So I'll just say thank you if we're in a hurry or something like that. But I do get that question a lot, are these sister locks? There are some other people that have microlocs as well that I know, and they say similar things. They say, hey, these get mistaken for sister locks all the time. Honestly, I really enjoy seeing all different type of locks. I know why people do mistake them, myself included. There are sometimes I see people with, even on Instagram, with microlocs or sister locks, and I think that they're microlocs, microlocs, and I think that they're sister locks. So the grading is very different when it comes to microlocs and sister locks. And like I said, I don't really get that technical into explanations when I'm out and about and people ask, but that is a question that I get very, very frequently. Are these sister locks? Do I get offended? No. Do I know people that do get offended? Yes. But for me, I really don't. Like I said, if I have time, I'll correct it and say, hey, these are really microlocs. And I've gotten asked the question, what are microlocs and what are the differences and things like that. And so it just depends on the time that I'm in, if I have time to explain it or not. As to if I go the extra step to say these are not sister locks, but I do definitely get a lot of people thinking that these are sister locks versus microlocs. And I do still have my sister locks test locks in the back of my hair. So does that count for something? I don't know. But so the second question that I have is, how long have you had them? So I've had my microlocs for 6 months. Ever since I put my locks in, I've gotten people asking that question, how long have you had your microlocs? In the beginning, I didn't get my hair mistaken for sister locks. My hair was mistaken for I don't even want to say mistaken, but people thought this was doing mini twists, because before I got my locks in, I was wearing a lot of twist styles. And they were pretty much mini twists because I hadn't interlocked them yet, and they were just twists waiting to be interlocked so that I could, start my microlock journey. So people ask, how long have you had your twist? And I would say, oh, I'm actually doing microlocs. And I learned during that too, saying that, those conversations would turn longer too, which is okay, but I have a baby, and so a lot of times I'm trying to get in, get out, and I don't ever want to seem rude or I'm in a rush, even though a lot of times I am in a rush to get in and out the store. So sometimes I'll have the conversation, sometimes I wouldn't, but People would always ask that. Even yesterday, I got asked a question during that brief conversation where I got a compliment on my hair, where he said, you know, I love your sister locks. He asked me how long if I had them, and I said 6 months. And I can't even believe that it's been 6 months, but yeah, it's been 6 months. And I'll do a 6-month update very, very soon. So make sure that you are subscribed and that your post notifications are turned on, please. Another question that I get is, do you like them? So people will ask, like I'll get a compliment and someone will say, I love your hair, or I like your hair. And I'll say, thank you. And they'll say, do you like them? I say, yes, because I do. In the beginning, I liked my hair as well. It's still the beginning phase for me, but I'm referring to like when I first did my micro locks. Yes, I still like them. I look back at some of my pictures and I still like them. I think they all, I mean, there's different stages, and I knew that before even locking my hair. I knew that there were going to be different stages in the process, but there hasn't been a stage where it's like, oh, I hate my hair, I want to take my hair down, or anything like that. I've not had that. This has been the most freedom that I've had with my hair probably since I was a kid, and I wasn't worried about doing my hair, because when I was growing up, my mom, she did my hair, she kept my hair done, she would do different beads and just different styles, different braids, and I didn't have to worry about it. All I had to do was literally sit on the ground in between her legs and she did my hair. That was it. So just scheduling time, when I got older as a young adult, scheduling time to go over to my mom's house, it became to be a little bit more tedious to get my hair done. And then I was like, you know what, let me just go ahead and do my weaves and wigs, and that worked for me. But now, you know, this, like I said, this is the first time in my adult life that I have had complete just freedom with my hair. I don't worry about what products I'm gonna put in it. I've already gone over this in some other videos, so I don't wanna sound redundant, but it's really true. Like, I literally love the decision that I made to lock my hair, because it's all the other thoughts and decisions and products and, you know, styles, all this, I don't have to, it doesn't consume me. Like, even getting up this morning, I didn't know what style I was gonna do. I literally took my bonnet off, sprayed some water in my hair, and I decided to do like a half up, half down, if you can kind of see that. But it doesn't take any time. Oh, my table's wiggling, I'm sorry. It doesn't take any time. It doesn't take too much time. It doesn't take too much thought. I mean, it's very get up and go hair. It really, really is. It makes everything so much easier when it comes to planning my day. It's done. It's always done. Even when it's braided and plaits, it's done. So yes, I love this decision for my hair. There have also been people that are like on the fence as to if they should lock their hair or not. And I don't really want to convince anyone that they should lock their hair. I think this is something it's very personal, and I think everyone should do what they want to do. So I don't go into it like, yeah, you need to get locks, yeah, you should get whatever you want to do. All I can say is, for me, this was the best decision that I made for my hair. And I just went over some of the reasons why I like them. I also get asked, how do I retighten them? So I don't palm roll my hair. For my son's traditional locks, I do palm roll their hair. If you want to see my son's locks, if you want a video on how I retwist their locks, I'll be more than happy to bring that to the channel. Just let me know in the comments. But I retighten my hair with a interlocking tool. So I do, it's kind of like backward braiding, and I do a 3-point rotation. It used to be very challenging for me to do it in a decent amount of time. It would take like 2 weeks. Now I'm down to it taking like maybe 3 or 4 days, just because I don't rush and I don't want to just sit there all day doing my hair. So I'll break I'll do like a section a day. But that's how I retighten. I have literally the same interlocking tools that I purchased from Amazon. They are available in my Amazon store if you want to see what they look like. The Amazon store link is below. But I use the same interlocking tools, and I do a 3-point rotation, like I said, and I do that every 6 to 8 weeks. Since I started my micro locks, I've interlocked, ever since the first interlocking session, I've interlocked every 6 weeks. But I am thinking of moving it back to moving it out to like 8 weeks instead of 6. We'll just see how things go. Not sure yet. Another question that I get is, can you take them down? I think you can. I've seen some people, actually not even think, I know you can. I've seen some people on YouTube that have taken their hair down, but I have heard numerous times that when they took their hair down, they did experience some hair loss. Now, I don't know if it was because, I'm sure it's because of the hair that has matted with the locks. And then I'm also sure it's like shedding and dead ends that weren't, cut or clipped. And then I'm sure some of it is due to damage by, undoing the locks. So can you take them down? I've seen it. I've seen it done. I've seen other people take their traditional locks down. I've seen people take their sister locks down. I've seen people take their microlocs down on YouTube. I mean, if you put it in the YouTube algorithm, you'll be able to, or search engine, you'll be able to pull up some of those videos too. So yes, you can take them down, but do I recommend you going into interlocking your hair with the thought that you may take them down later? No, I personally wouldn't. But again, this is such an individual journey that, it's all up to you. This is the freedom that comes with having hair. You get to choose what you want to do with it. So I personally wouldn't get locks if I knew that I wanted to take them down in the future. That's just me, but do people do that? Yeah. One reason that it took me a while to even decide or get to the point where I'd actually locked my hair is to make sure that this is something I really wanted to do. I wanted to make sure I wasn't just waking up deciding to do it. I wanted to make sure I didn't just see someone or see a couple videos of someone's hair that was pretty and then deciding to just do it off of that. I didn't want to do it because I was tired of my hair. I didn't want to do it because I wanted something different. I wanted to do it because I really wanted to commit to that decision. I didn't want it to be something where I thought I wanted it one season and then the next season I'm like, I don't even want these. Because like I was saying, at the end of the day, I was going to be left with that decision, and I knew that it would take I wasn't even thinking necessarily of the damage particularly that could happen if I did decide to take down my microlocs, but I was thinking of the time and the monetary investment that would have been lost out. Initially, I was going for sister locks, and I would have gotten sister locks if everything would have aligned. But traveling the distance that I had to travel for my, even to just check on my test locks, it was a lot. And so I was like, do I want to do this every 6 months or every 6 weeks? Do I want to commit to paying the retie fee every 6 weeks? I think it was like $150, starting at $150 and going up. I just really didn't. So I looked at other alternatives, and that's when I decided to do it myself, which I'm so happy that I did. Because I don't have the pressure of worrying about different appointments. I mean, there's perks to going to a loctician, don't get me wrong, but there's also perks with being able to do your hair yourself. So it kind of just depends on what works best for you. But that's what I was thinking about. I really had to make sure I wanted sister locks initially, and then I decided to do micro locks. But if I would have paid that price for sister locks, the initial install fee, which I think for me it was close to $2,000 based on the length of my hair, I would have, or I think it's the length of your hair and the size of your head and some other things too. But I wouldn't have. No, the locks would have been in because of that. No, I'm just joking. But I mean, honestly, I just had to make sure that I really wanted them. So I'm just saying, just my advice, if you are considering locking your hair, don't do it out of a trend. Don't do it because you see someone else and you like their hair. Don't do it because you're tired of your hair at the moment. Do it because this is something you really want for your hair. Do your research. And ultimately, if you change your mind, you're free to do that. I mean, we can change our mind, but I'm just saying, before you go into it, I believe that you should have somewhat of a solid decision as to why you're doing it, and make sure this is something that you want to do long term. If you do want to take them down, I have gotten advice, because I was looking at taking my test locks down for sister locks when I was debating if I wanted to continue driving and actually pay the close to $2,000 for the install. I was debating about on taking my test locks out and just doing something different. Even traditional locks crossed my mind. But when I was in that period, I spoke with some other sister lock consultants trying to find people closer. And they were saying that if I wanted to take the test locks down to go to a consultation for them, not even if I wanted to, I needed to take the original set of sister lock test locks down so that they could do their consultation and put more test locks in. They were telling me to get like a pin, like a small needle from like Walmart, and take down the test locks with oil and conditioner. And they explained to me that it was like a backward braid design, so you can take them down, but they were saying it was going to be a tedious task even for 10. So imagine, I counted how many locks I had before, but I forgot the number, and I don't remember if I put it in a video or not. But imagine taking down all of these with a pin. Like, I don't know. and they're not even fully locked yet, so probably would be easier. But think about people. I think I've been on this topic for a little bit. Let me go on. The next question is, how are they started? So I started my microlocs with 2-strand twists. I literally parted my hair. I tried to stick to a guide that I got off of was it YouTube or Google? I got a guide somewhere, and I literally just drew a picture of how I wanted the parts to be, and I tried my best to follow that parting guide. Did I follow it to the T? No. On one side of my head, like in the front, it kind of has like a slanted part here. So, and I'm not mad at that, because when I wear my hair down, I do kind of wear it. If I'm not doing the middle part, I'll wear it to the side, and that slanted part looks cute to me instead of just like the straight part. But it's not perfect. And I've watched some videos on YouTube where people have started their sister locks and their grid ended up not being perfect after reties. I'm not really a big grid person. I really didn't know anything about the grid until I started doing research, and then I was like, okay, so this is, you know, what really separates sister locks from some other locks, you know, the gridding. I don't really care about it like that. I do think it's beautiful. I like how it looks, but I also think it's beautiful when your hair grows out and you really can't see your grid. I like how there are some people that have done microlocs and they don't have a grid at all. They didn't even do, you know, the basic parting straight across, and they just did one by one. There's no grid, no rhyme, no reason to how they parted. They just parted their hair, and it looks pretty still. So that's what I was saying in the beginning of the video. It's so versatile. No two heads are the same, and that's beautiful to me. So I literally, like I said, I started my hair with 2-strand twists. I twisted them up, didn't put any conditioner, no oils, nothing, just water on my hair. I still use just water, and I braided and banded until I interlocked into my first interlocking session, and that was it. And that's what I do now too. I use baby shampoo. I am gonna probably switch to a different shampoo, but the baby shampoo has been working really well for me. I haven't had any dandruff. I haven't had any like flaking. I don't really experience really anything. I don't have itchy scalp. My hair doesn't smell. So yeah. And then how do I do the back of my hair is another question that I get. How do I do the back? So for the back, in the bathroom, I have like a mirror in the front, and then I have like a medicine cabinet with a mirror on it. So I'll like sit on my counter sometimes, and then I'll do the back where I can look into the mirrors and see what I'm doing. But now that I've interlocked a few times, I kind of can feel for what I'm doing. As long as I have the other ones clipped aside and I'm really careful, I don't really have to look at the back while I'm doing it. I can sit on the couch and I can do it. There are some people that have like a, they decided to put like a recording or a camera, their phone like in the back of their head, and somehow they connect their phone to the TV so they can do the interlocking that way. There are some people that have put like a mirror on the back of their door, and they look at the mirror in front of them and they interlock that way. But for me, doing the back of my hair has never been challenging to me, whether it's sew-ins, whether it's been braids, twists. I used to do yarn braids. I guess those are, yeah, braids, like I said. I don't know. So whatever works best for you. Now I just kind of feel it, and I just do my 3-point rotation like that. So those are some of the common questions that I get. I am going to be doing a 6-month update on my hair. So if you are interested, like I said before, please stay around by subscribing and clicking that post notification bell. Give the video a thumbs up if you want more videos like this. I want to thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.